Welcome back to Hamilton Life. Well, one of the things that I love about Hamilton is how rich our history is. Dr. Nenos, today we're in talking about not just the history of chiropractic, but the history of chiropractic in Hamilton.
Absolutely.
Which is really cool.
Very cool topic. I mean, as everybody knows, I am a chiropractor. So what I usually do after this show is I head over to the farmers market, and from there I got the idea to head over to the Hamilton Public Library and just do a little bit of research about the history of chiropractic in Canada.
In their archives, right? They have
in the
a huge
archives,
collection.
They absolutely do. They have a lot of interesting things, and some of the things that I came across were really cool. I remembered from school, and back in my first year of chiropractic school, that there was a chiropractic school established in Hamilton, and it was the first in Canada.
Really?
Yes, and that's what brought me to researching a little bit more and looking into it. And
that's so cool that right here in Hamilton, these are some of the photos that you dug up from the archives, right?
This is the second home of the chiropractic school in Hamilton.
Very
cool. Yeah, it is really cool, and I didn't know. I was doing research till about midnight yesterday, and found out that that school actually has been demolished in 1955, believe it or not.
And it's no longer here, but
it's
such
no
a
longer
beautiful
here.
building.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
That definitely would have been a heritage property if it was still around.
For sure, for sure. It's a gorgeous looking building. You don't see buildings like that anymore.
No, but what's great about Hamilton is we do have some of those buildings still around.
Still, we do. Still, yeah.
So back in, it was 1911, you said, when the school here was founded?
Now, Dr. John A. Henderson was the pioneer chiropractor in the city of Hamilton.
From the Henderson family?
Yes, exactly. So he graduated, there he is, there's a picture of him circa 1950, I believe, and he graduated from Sault Ste. Marie. There used to be a chiropractic college there. Okay. Yeah, it was like a chiropractic institute, a small one, not a really fully established school.
Because there was one in the States, right?
There was many in the States, but the main one was in Davenport, Iowa. This is where the founder and developer of chiropractic, who were Canadians, actually established the school there, and that's where the best chiropractors came out of. That's
so neat that right here in Hamilton we had, from the Henderson family, they started it over 100 years ago.
Absolutely, yeah. So what he did is, so Dr. John A. Henderson, he convinced Dr. Duval, who was a Palmer graduate, it was the Palmer School of Chiropractic in Davenport, he convinced them to come and open up a school in Hamilton, and that's where they established the Chiropractic College of Canada. And
so chiropractic obviously isn't a new thing. It's been going on for quite a while now.
Years, yeah.
And so in Hamilton, how did the school start out? Was it, or not the school, the people could come see the doctors? How many patients do you think they were seeing back then?
Well, let me see. I can tell you that Dr. John Henderson, because from his, one of the things I found in the archives was actually his business card, which is really cool. Yeah. So I brought in pictures of the actual business card, so you could see exactly. There it is from the front, and that's circa 1926.
And it's still around.
Yeah, they had it in the archives. They pulled it out, and we took a look at it. You can see that he was a drugless practitioner. Okay,
naturopathy.
Right, and he offered a lot of services. So he mixed a lot of services with chiropractic. And he used to practice, I believe, for a couple hours a day. Actually, kind of like what I do. So when we're adjusting only in a couple hours.
Because it's hard on you guys as well, right?
It's tough on the body, and so they were able to see a lot of patients, obviously. But a really cool thing as well is when I started looking at all those services, I looked for posters of some there's the back of his card that says "Keep Smiling," kind of really cool. So anyone that had his card had that, you know, something nice to look at the back of the card. And there was also a poster that I found, which now it might be really difficult to read there, but actually you got it. It says the cause of disease. So back then, people didn't go see chiropractors for what they start to see them for now, which is like back pain, neck pain, headaches, things like that. People saw chiropractors for, like, you know, heart disease, hay fever, tuberculosis.
Wow.
Yeah, all things like that. Pneumonia. I mean, like, even in some cases, like the plague, the bubonic plague, and things like that. So there was like a lot of reasons outside of the model that we see.
Like, oh, my back's hurting, I should go see a chiropractor.
Yeah, exactly. My back, I have back pain, I should see a chiropractor. Back then, they used to go see a chiropractor for a whole list of things.
Which really, it's still important to do that today, because when I actually went and had one of your classes, the thing that really stuck with me was the fact that your spine has all of the nerves that connect to your different organs, connect to your respiratory system, which in turn can cause diseases.
Absolutely. So you can see from that picture, it's really hard to look at those posters, notes that there were on the side, but it actually, if you trace them out, every single area of the spine, all the nerves are controlling different parts of the body. So the nervous system is what's responsible for controlling everything in the body. So really, if there's any sort of impingement or interference with that nervous system, you can see how the body would be developing dis-ease, like dis-ease, rather than health, every day that that interference exists.
So cool, because back then they were going for diseases, not for back pain. And how did that message kind of get lost along the way where it just became for back pain?
Well, there was a lot of pressure from the Ontario Medical Association on the profession of chiropractic. That's what eventually led to the school moving to Toronto, in which Dr. John Henderson actually served as the first registrar. So he was a pioneer in that too. The school, I believe, moved to Bloor Street, and it was in a hotel, which they had turned into a school right before actually it moved to the Bayview campus, and then eventually moving to the Leslie one, which I graduated out of.
It's amazing. He's like a walking encyclopedia of chiropractic knowledge. So if you have any questions for Dr. Nenos, you can always find him up at Tree of Life Chiropractic in the Activate building at 1662 Upper James Street, or give them a call at 905-318-0555. Of course, you can check them out online at treeoflifechiro.ca.